So obviously the big news that was revealed yesterday was the play calling duties. How did that come about, and what was that process like?
That came about in the job hiring process. When Brent called me down and said he wanted me to come down here and coordinate the offense, he felt like he had some guys that were capable of doing it, and he wanted me to groom them and bring them along. And I've been in that room since, I can't remember my exact hire date, January or February. But there's no doubt that, Matthew's been doing the best job. And it was going to be something that we were going to lean that way and turn him over to. And he accelerated his growth from when I first met him. It was just a matter of time of when we were going to do it. And we really felt like the bye week might have been the best time to do it.
And what stood out to you about Matt and just his background?
Very, very knowledgeable. Father was a football guy. Obviously, you see his background. He's been in a lot of responsibility roles, but he's been at a lower level, which was one of the reasons why I came in here. And I just wanted those guys to get used to doing certain things at a Power 4, Power 5 level, and making sure that they have all the things they need for Coach B and for the offense to be successful.
Ryan? So what does this change for your role besides the specific calling the plays during games?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. The way we do things is kind of collaborative anyway. We really know what play is going to be called. They've been practiced. We really don't go off script very much. We're kind of off the Bill Walsh tree where we, script a certain amount. I won't say the exact number, but a certain amount of plays for the first half. We will change that up in the second half. But really, we kind of know what's going to be called. You just may not know the order in which it's going to be called, which is the duty of the play caller.
Michael?
What did you make of those two throws that Noah launched on 3rd and 11 on that one drive?
You guys, those were, I don't like to compare people, but it reminded me of Doug Flutie making plays. And the one throw, the one deep ball throw across the middle was amazing. But the one where the deep ball throw across the middle, when you see that free guy jumping over our tailback and is about to hit his throwing his lead knee, and he sits in there and makes that throw. There's so many guys that would have backed off of that, not used their legs, came out of it, maybe make that ball flutter a little bit and give the DB a chance. He never hesitated for the team to put his knee out there and zip that thing in there. That was a big, big time throw, NFL. And then coming off the scramble, releasing to the right, getting extremely close to the line of scrimmage, yet knowing exactly where he's at to find KB in the back of the end zone with about, here goes the math part, about 1.5 yards to spare. I mean, that's big time football, those big time throws. I think the other head coach said something about Noah and his play, but it was really exciting to see him perform like that.
Troy?
A couple questions here. Before that drive, I believe it was the drive before when Noah threw the pick to T-Mac in the corner of the end zone. What does it say about him to just forget about that and move on and have that successful drive with that?
And Coach B was talking all week about how we have to, clear things. And if you lose 2 yards on first down, all it means is it's 2nd and 12. It doesn't mean you're going to lose the game. Or somebody scores 7 points against our defense, all it means is 7 points. It doesn't mean you're going to lose the game. It means the other team got 7 points. Line up and play again. For him to have the know-all, and the ability to clear that, because that interception, at that moment it was big. But because he was able to clear it, he made 2 bigger plays down the stretch to help us win that game, and that's what we need him doing.
And then secondly, the running game seemed like a huge emphasis in that football game to kind of relieve pressure off of Noah. How much of the game plan was that, and how well do you think you guys executed that?
Well, I just think, again, we had 2 weeks to prepare. So when you have twice as much time to do the same thing over and then over again, there needs to be a difference. There needs to be an emphasis, more detail, more concentration, more perfection. We need to be more consistently good and not occasionally right. And I think the young men did a great job preparing for those 2 weeks, preparing for that game.
Jason?
So it appears that you guys have found your offensive line. How important is that just for the whole operation and being able to, it looks like at least for the first time all season, you'll start the same offensive line in consecutive games?
You know, I think we've got four. I think we've got four. We've got a little rotation going at one spot. But we're getting closer. And I think that was, the big difference at the beginning of the year, is that we have, if you look at the rotation, the offensive line, we have had different characters out there based off of who's healthy, who's hurt, who's not hurt. And you're only going to solidify your offense or your defense when you solidify your offense or your defensive line.
Justin?
What do you make of T-Mac's numbers as the games have gone down? 'Cause it seems like first half always strong, and then his numbers kind of drop off. What do you make of that?
I don't really have a make on it. Maybe it's people saying, hey, he's just like everybody else. He puts his pants on one leg at a time like everybody else, and he's just treating normal. And then they get in the game and they go, oh my God, he's not normal. And then they come out and they make adjustments, and we're going to make adjustments as well. But maybe it's that, but I really don't have an answer for you. It's, to me, it's something that's just a happening. You got to see more numbers before you can predict exactly what's going on.
Michael?
What do you think the key was for Kean Burnett's breakout performance against Utah?
I think he was healthy. I really do. I mean, we're all KB fans, and he's an exceptional athlete. There's no doubt that he's a very, very talented receiver. What we want him to do is be a very, very talented blocker. I talked to him about Brandon Manimaleuna, who was here the last time I was here, and Brandon had unbelievable hands, and all he wanted to do was split out wide and catch the ball like a wide receiver. I said, Brandon, you can do that, and then you're going to go to the NFL and get cut. Or we can teach you how to block, and you may be up there forever. You can check the record. I think he was up there 10 or 11 years. He might have caught, I don't even know what he caught, like 20 balls. But every one of those years, he was making $1 million plus, blocking. So the long game, the long haul, the power of 7, making sure your money doubles. We teach those tight ends how to block, and KB's coming along. But when he gets that down, he'll be the complete guy, and he'll be special because his receiving skills are really good.
Brian? Texas Tech has a running back that basically carries 20, 30 times a game, which is not common anymore in college football. Is there advantages to that, or do you prefer the rotation and spreading it out more?
First of all, this is the first time I've ever got a question, not the first time, a long time since I've got a question a defensive question about the other team's running back, but I know where you're going with it, so I'll go ahead and go there with you. I'm a little old school. Like I said, when Trung was here, I want to give Trung the ball every single time unless the ball's inside the 5-yard line when we're going to give the ball to Kevin Efon. And Trung used to be so mad that he'd run the ball all the way down to the 5 and we'd take him out. I'm like, Trung, we're not going to let you take that shot. You're not 210, 215, 20. You're not going to take that shot. So we'll give you the ball, and if you don't want Kevin Efon to get the ball in 5, then don't let him catch it, which he started doing, and run it all the way in. I prefer to have a guy that can go 20 or 30 carries, but you have to be a special guy to take that pounding on your body and be able to come back every week. That's the thing. Yeah, we'll give it to you 30 times if we're going to give it to you 12 times during the year like that. If we're going to give it to you 30 times and you have to sit out 2 weeks because of the pounding that we gave you for 20 times, that doesn't work for us. So if you have somebody body-wise that can take the pounding, yes, I'm all for that. We're more in a situation now where we're going to split our reps to keep our guys healthy so we can keep everybody with us throughout the season.
Last question to Justin.
What stands out to you when you look at Texas Tech's defense?
They're tenacious. Their defensive coordinator has been around a long time. I'm going to mess up his schools, but he's been around an extreme. He used to be the head coach at Fresno State. I want to say he was the defense coordinator at Texas A&M. I'm going to get this halfway right. I always say his last name wrong. That's why I don't want to say it. Get him fired up. But an Okie guy, even guy. He's got a lot of football in him, and he's really, really good. Really, really aggressive. So those guys are athletic from the state of Texas. They move around. I know they've given up some points, but that doesn't matter because who would have thought that we'd have been able to do what we did last week, in Utah. But when the kids are locked in and when they're focused and when they're motivated, it's amazing the things that you can accomplish when no one decides or no one cares who gets the credit. Well, I always try to tell the men about, egos. Everybody has an ego. I've got one, you got one, I know my wife's got one, everybody's got an ego. But for the team to do the things that they need to do, we need to drop the E so we can all geo. And we can all head in the exact same direction. And I really believe that's what this team wants to do, and we're all for it. Coach B's done a fantastic job. I love the heck out of that young man. You guys got a good one. I can remember, I want to say this because I know I'm coming to the end of the deal, but Utah is a very, very, very difficult opponent. And to get a win up there is really a big deal. And I've been around a long time, and you guys, great game. And I'm like, sitting around, that's really not a big deal. That win up there, based off of how many times they've lost with that head football coach that's been there 31 years, 20 years as a head coach, 11 years as an assistant, that is a solid program. That is a big time win. And now we've just got to see where we're going to go from it. Are we going to just be a flash in the pan, or are we going to really turn this into something big? And everybody's working hard to see if we can do that, not only for the players and Coach B, but also for the community in this university.